So, I just finished watching Ultraman Rising, a movie that while I was interested in, I didn't really have like a high expectation for. I was just like, oh cool, it's going to be a neat, kid version of Ultraman and it's going to be fun and all that. And it was going to be a fun movie. It was going to be if at all just like, oh, it was all right. And then after watching the movie, I'm like, oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. This was a pretty damn good movie. Now, this is a streaming movie, so yes, that's why it's on here on YouTube. Because again, theatrical movies are going on Patreon, streaming goes on here. I gotta say, like, I've run into some banger streaming movies. Although, rewatching Damsel, I have a lot less good things to say. I really loved Infested, and now Ultraman Rising is definitely up there now. Is it going to make it to the top 10? Too early to tell, but it's definitely going to be a contender for those top 10 movies for 2024. I really, really, absolutely love this movie. Screw Inside Out 2. Go stay at home and watch this movie instead. I will say this: if you are not even an Ultraman fan or have like only a mild knowledge of the character, this is a good way to start. Like, it's a nice clean slate, and like it's very like it gets you into. I wouldn't say like it's not like It isn't connected to anything. If anything, it takes a lot from the Showa era of the original Ultraman, and as long as you have like a base knowledge of Ultraman, there you go. This is a good way to get people into Ultraman and get a new generation of kids into Ultraman. And the writing of this the writing of this movie is on a level that is Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse level writing. And in fact, the animation is, and I'll get to that in a bit. But let's talk about the story. So the story centers around a baseball player named Ken who took over the mantle of Ultraman after his father was forced to retire. And he's not really speaking to his father because he blames him for the disappearance of his mother, aka sequel bait. We'll get into that later. But during one night, after encountering a kaiju, he encounters a baby who he later names Emmy, and he's forced to raise. And I thought it was just going to be like dumb parent hijinks. It's actually like there are points where I wanted to fucking cry, like especially at the end. Like there are moments where I was going to like I was getting choked up at the emotion that this movie brought. I haven't done that in an animated film in a long time. I didn't even choke. Well, no, I did get choked up in the first Spider-Verse movie. Yeah, but yeah, it's been a while since an animated movie has done that to me. And the writing of this is just pure amazing. Because again, like they don't do like the whole like I'm learning to be Ultraman. No, he's been Ultraman for a couple months. And we're already past that. Like, we're not doing the whole, like, learning curve phase. He's already been Ultraman, and he's kind of been prepped to be... Ken has been prepped to be Ultraman, and now he has to, like, live his life as, like, a father, and, a father to this kaiju, be a baseball player. They do a lot of I knew Japan was very big on, baseball. In fact, they actually reference actual teams like, the LA Dodgers. They actually reference players like Shohei Ohtani and things like that. I was like, how much did that cost them to even mention that? But yeah, they actually use legit baseball players, and baseball teams, which I was actually surprised by. And they actually have like some brands in there too. There's also, again, blink and you miss it references to other kaiju, to other kaiju throughout the series. We do get like Bemular and Noyanga, but they're kind of minor at best. This mostly focuses on a new kaiju named Gigatron, who is kind of like, her design is kind of basic, but like it fits. I forgive it because the story itself, I think, is a lot. It adds a lot more. The young kaiju Emmy. That thing is adorable. In fact, it actually makes like little Mothra noises too, like Mothra squeaks too, which I thought was cute. I really love the dichotomy between, not dichotomy, but like the whole thing is dealing with like loss and how we deal with it. It reminded me a lot of Big Hero 6 in that way of like how people deal with loss. like obviously Emmy dealing with the loss of her mother, Ken dealing with Kenji dealing with the loss of his mother, and the main villain Onda is dealing with the loss of his family. Let's actually talk about Onda for a second. It's kind of cool to see like a human villain in an Ultraman series. We don't really get that a lot in Ultraman, of like having a human villain as our main antagonist. And they could have easily gone the route of, oh, I'm evil and I just want to exterminate the kaiju. No, there's a little more to that. In the moments we get with him, he's like, I know what I'm doing is wrong and I kind of hate myself, but like he's so driven by grief and this desire to protect mankind from not having go through the same thing over again. I thought for a second they were gonna like have him go to like total crazy mode, but no, even up until the end, he's like, he cares about the people in the Kaiju Defense Force. He's actually like telling them like, go home to your family, like just take the night off. And he's like, I don't want to do that. I'm a scientist, but like I lost my family. So I'm doing what I feel is right, and yeah, he doesn't become like, even at the end, like he even tells like his crew to like evacuate as he gets ready for big boss battle, which yeah, they could have easily this could have been Dr. Onda could have easily been a mustache twirling psycho, or even done like I lost my family so now I'm crazy, and had him be like just a total psychopath at the end. But no, they have him be like he's just doing what the means justify the ends, because he doesn't want to he's trying to protect the world in his own way. So I do like that. I really do like how they set that up. So that was I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy that they didn't make him like a generic villain. Let's talk about the animation. The animation is on fucking point, I gotta tell you guys. This is some crisp, solid animation. It really does. I think it really reminds me of the cell animation, and the CGI itself reminds me a lot of Spider-Verse. I think it is like the same animation team who did the Spider-Verse movies, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is some solid-ass animation in here, and the fights are great. There are some solid fights in this animated film. I thoroughly enjoyed watching these, the ones we get. Like, seeing, I think the final fight is awesome. I do think there's some good ones here and there. But the fights aren't really the main focus. It's more of a character story than anything else. There's no annoying character. That's what I like, is that there is no, like, annoying, like, joke character. Emmy comes close. The baby kaiju Emmy comes close, but, like, she's a baby. What the fuck are you gonna do? And there's actually, like, some genuine adorable moments between her and Kenji. So I forgive it for that. This is a awesome movie. I highly recommend it, and I really hope it gets enough views to generate a sequel, because they do leave off with like some minor spoiler here is that yes, when I said earlier in the video that Mom, aka Sequel Bait, is still alive. Yeah, she's still alive, and she's up in the the land of she's basically on the Ultra planet. She's on the home of the Ultraman. So I'm guessing they're gonna say like she was an Ultra 2 or something like that. And I'm curious to see who the villain is. Like, I think we are gonna get some alien villains, like maybe Mephiles or Baltan or Zarab, or all three of them maybe, because this dealt with more kaiju. We got little toy references to aliens, but that might have just been references, and we get the main aliens because I think that obviously if you're doing a cosmic story, you gotta have like the aliens be the villains, right? So I think that would be really cool. Or even Belial. Like, that would actually make a lot of sense of having Belial as the villain, too. But I think, like, since they want to keep it in Showa era, they probably won't go that far with Belial. Maybe they'll just have Mephiles be the main villain, or Zeton. Yeah, my money would probably be on not so much Belial, even though that would be cool. I think they're going to keep it in the Showa era of Ultraman, so it'd probably be like, again, Zarab or Baltan or Mephiles or Zeton. Those would be my 4 picks for like who the villain would be in the sequel. And they're even, like, again, We're going to the Ultra Planet, so maybe we'll see the other Ultramen. Maybe we'll see the 6 other Ultra Brothers. And I think it would be cool if we get a new version of the other Ultramen, of the other Ultra Brothers, where we find out like the other Ultramen are like international. That would be kind of cool, rather than have them all come from Japan. Like maybe have like Ultraman Ace is from Paris, or Ultra 7. You could have Ultra 7 be like from Japan too, because you could have like a cool dichotomy between the two, between Ultraman and Ultra 7, like most people in stories do. You could have Taro from Germany, or you could have Jack from America. That would be cool. Like, yeah, that would be a lot of fun to see. Like, maybe we could do like Ultraman International or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I highly recommend this. Even if you aren't a major Ultraman fan, I highly recommend you guys go check out this movie as soon as possible. This was a great series. This is a great movie. Again, you don't have to be a major Ultraman fan to enjoy this film. It does help, but like, you can watch this going in blind, and I really like it. Again, Netflix, I don't really watch a lot of Netflix, but when it comes to kaiju stuff, they're the only ones who really provide any kaiju stuff, anything. So that's why I keep them around, even though I don't care much for Netflix. I will always I'll always watch their kaiju stuff, because they're the only ones who do it, who do anything with it. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Ultraman Rising? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.